I am honored to have my guest today, Searle Mitnick. Searle is our current Carol Seibel Award winner. Searle's been involved with the Associated for over 50 years. A native of Baltimore, one of the most well-respected attorneys I've ever worked with, and truly a mensch. It is really my privilege and pleasure to get coffee, not in cars, but at Crystile Cafe today with Searle Mitnick. I'm Yankee Shore, and this is Mensches in cars getting coffee. Well, Searle, thank you so much for making the time to meet with me today and talk a little bit about this amazing award that you've been blessed to receive, the Carol Seibel Award. And you've been involved in the Associated for a little bit of time now. When did you first get involved and how?
I was clerking for a judge on the Maryland Court of Appeals, and one day a lawyer walked in whom I knew, and we chatted for a minute or two, and he said, "Are you coming to the Associated Lawyers Dinner in April?" And I said, "What's that?"
What year was that?
1970.
And you've spent so much of your career mentoring younger attorneys. Can you talk to us a little bit about the burning desire that you have to see the next generation get involved, stay involved, and be active, both with their time, talent, and treasure?
I'm the oldest, I used to say the oldest equity partner at Gordon Feinblatt. I think I'm just downright the oldest person at Gordon Feinblatt. And people ask me, why haven't you retired yet? It's a twofold reason. I love practicing law. I think eventually I'll be good at it if I keep at it and practice long enough. But the other is I love working with young people. I just love it. And the opportunity to watch people grow professionally and personally is very important to me.
When I say the word mensch, what does that mean to you?
I like people who are mentioned. At its simplest, it's treating other people with dignity and respect, which everybody should do to everybody. I consider myself to be a mensch.
I would agree.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
But I try to be nice to everybody.
Who are some mention, both from your upbringing and life, involved in the Associated, involved in Jewish communal life? It's not easy because you've seen the underbelly of the beast, having been a congregational president twice, not once but twice. That's the job nobody wants, and you chose to do it twice. Who are some mensches you've encountered over the years?
People would always ask me, like, "What are you doing that for, being president?" It's a question I now ask of people who choose to be on condominium boards. It's a bad idea, folks.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Step down.
Don't do it. I'll talk about Beth Tefillah now. I was president of the school, and I was president of the synagogue. So, as president of the school first, I had the incredible honor and privilege of serving that time with one of the most extraordinary Jewish leaders I ever had the pleasure of dealing with, and that is Tzipora Shore, who is the head of Beth Tefillah School. She did all the hard work. On the shul side, Rabbi Wahlberg was the rabbi during that period, and I consider him to be one of the most extraordinary rabbis I've come across, and I've come across some really good ones. It was gratifying to be in lay leadership in those positions.
You've been awarded this award in Carol Seibel's honor and memory. Tell me a little bit about what that means to you.
Carol was a dynamo. And Carol was really a philanthropist in all the best ways that you can use the term. I said, I'm not a Carol Seibel. She was a big hitter. She solicited the rich and famous. I said, I was never in that league. I said, I'm glad she didn't solicit me. It probably would have been like, I would have been bankrupt or something afterwards. And they said, no, it's for people who have been actively working in campaigns for a long time. I said, okay, I qualify for that because I've been taking young lawyers' cards since after that dinner.
Talk a little bit about the changes that you've seen and kind of where we are today versus when you started with the Associated.
Some things are the same and some things have changed tremendously. What's the same is that the Associated touches so many lives in so many important ways. When I was at BJE, CJE, we always sponsored a cohort to go to Israel in the summer, spend summer in Israel. And now there are major Associated programs. I don't even know all of them. The Associated helps students who will spend a year in Israel, whether it's a yeshiva or a seminary or in a secular Israeli institution. One of the agencies that we fund through the Associated is Birthright. That wasn't around when I started. If you combine Birthright with day school and Jewish camping, instead of getting 3 times the bang for your buck, you get like 10 times the bang for your buck. It's really, I'm exaggerating.
It's really a force multiplier.
But it is definitely exponential if you can combine those 3. The Associated is doing essential work and it's doing it very well.
I'm Yankee Shore, and this is Mensches in Cars Getting Coffee.